Hello and welcome to my top 10 games of the year list for 2017. Overall, I think the year has been very good for gaming. Nintendo fans got to enjoy a new console that allows you to game on the go and was supported by numerous third-party titles such as Skyrim and Doom, not to mention the incredible first-party support with instant classics like Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. PlayStation gamers also got plenty of treats with some excellent exclusive games such as Horizon Zero Dawn, Crash Bandicoot, The N. Sane Trilogy, Neo, Persona 5, What Remains of Edith Finch, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, and Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Xbox gamers got to enjoy the likes of Cuphead, Forza Motorsport 7, and the early access release of the console version of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. We also saw the release of the Xbox One X, the most powerful console currently available, which allows you to play games in 4K with higher frames per second. PC gamers continued their constant vigil for Half-Life 3, and whilst the gaming industry was marred by the excessive use of microtransactions and loot boxes in AAA games, it was nice to see EA get the shit kicked out of it by gamers who had just been pushed too far. Before we get started, I'd like to point out that I didn't have enough funds to buy a Switch when it was released, and I'm getting one for Christmas. This means that at the time of making this video, I haven't yet played two of the most popular games of the year, Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. These two games look great and are no doubt among the best games released this year, but I can only include the games I've played so far, so they're not going to be competing. They'll just have to console themselves by hugging the hundreds of Game of the Year awards they got from everyone else. Also, I'm only one man with only so much free time, so if your top game of the year isn't even mentioned on here, please refrain from telling me you hope I die. I probably just didn't get time to play it. So, without further ado, here are my top 10 games of 2017. Most people spent their time in The Witcher 3 slaying monsters and bagging hot chicks. Not me. I spent my time hunkered down in a quiet tavern becoming a Gwent fiend. Gwent the Witcher card game open beta launched earlier this year and had me hooked. I spent countless hours perfecting my deck and challenging players online. I've wanted to get into a good card game like Hearthstone or the Elder Scrolls Legends for some time now, and I finally got the game for me. I urge you to check this one out when it officially launches next year. Undertale was originally released on the PC back in 2015, but the PS4 edition came out this year. The game was incredibly well received when it was first released, and I was eager to check out this game PC gamers couldn't stop raving about. I don't think I enjoyed the game quite as much as some, but it was still a fantastic experience that tells an engaging story with lots of humorous characters and emotion. If you've not yet checked it out, then do yourself a favour and go play Undertale. Coming in at number 8, we have South Park: The Fractured But Whole. I was a big fan of The Stick of Truth and, after numerous delays, was glad to finally get my hands on this. The humour is every bit as outrageous as you'd expect from a South Park game, and players have even more freedom to explore the quiet mountain town. Combat is more strategic, and the kids have swapped up their fantasy games to become superheroes. If you enjoy South Park or good RPGs in general, then The Fractured But Whole is right up your alley. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is an excellent game which tells the story of a troubled young Norse woman who must battle her inner demons as she struggles to come to terms with her lover's death and her own severe psychosis. Mental health is an issue which is often stereotyped in video games, and I've never played a game that even comes close to conveying the real hell that mental instability could cause a person. The audio design is incredibly well done, and you should definitely play this one with headphones on. Hellblade isn't just a good game, it's an important one which shows that video games can handle difficult topics just as well as movies, books or TV shows. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is the final chapter in the Uncharted series and allows players to go on one last adventure with Naughty Dog, as well as giving closure to the character of Chloe Fraser. Whilst the standalone DLC may be smaller than the main games, I found it to be every bit as gorgeous and fun to explore. Players travel to India where they must uncover a lost relic with the help from Uncharted 4's antagonist Nadine Ross. The game's more open world approach is a breath of fresh air, and exploring the plains of India in my 4x4 made me feel like a real adventurer. There are plenty of secrets to uncover, bonus content to unlock, and it includes the full multiplayer from Uncharted 4. Naughty Dog has gone out on a high note, and this is a worthy end to such a popular series. I've been a fan of the Assassin's Creed games since the first one made its debut a decade ago, but even I'll admit the series was beginning to feel stale by 2015's release of Syndicate. Ubisoft decided to take the year off and focus on making the next instalment feel more polished. I think they achieved their aim, and Assassin's Creed Origins is a welcome breath of fresh air to the series. The combat has been redesigned, movement has been streamlined, and the collectathons have been replaced with more meaningful side quests. The world of ancient Egypt has been beautifully realised, and it was a joy to explore the vast map with all its historic locations. Whilst the game does feature microtransactions, something that I'll never excuse in a AAA title, I will admit that they don't feel pervasive, and I got by fine without them. The game has also received its fair share of free content, including Trials of the Gods, free outfits, and an upcoming exploration mode. It says a lot about a game that, despite 100%ing it and putting over 90 hours into it, I still want more and am looking forward to the expansions. I've never been a huge fan of the Resident Evil franchise, but I was intrigued by Resident Evil 7 enough to pick it up. The game serves as a soft reboot of the series and is the perfect chance for newcomers to jump on board. The game shakes off the cobwebs that have taken hold and takes the series in a new direction, along with a new first-person perspective. Gone are the over-the-top villains and dialogue, and instead you'll find yourself exploring a decrepit house inhabited by a truly creepy family. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with the game, and it hooked me in a way past entries hadn't. The game relies on an intensely oppressive atmosphere rather than annoying jump scares, and I found the Baker family to be truly terrifying and yet interesting. If you enjoy horror games, then Resident Evil 7 deserves your time, and I'm looking forward to see where the series goes next. And now, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for the top 3. Coming in third is Crash Bandicoot The N. Sane Trilogy. Some of my earliest gaming memories are of playing the original Crash games on the PlayStation, and Crash's long absence from gaming has been sorely felt by myself and other fans across the globe. I was overjoyed when the N. Sane Trilogy was announced at E3 2016, and developer Vicarious Visions has done an incredible job of remaking the game from the ground up for the PS4, while still managing to capture the humour and charm that made the original game so great. Some argued that the remake is too hard, but I'm glad that it stays faithful to the originals and doesn't dumb down the difficulty. Getting gold in all the time trials damn near killed me, but shaving off microseconds from my time was so rewarding. For those who remember the original games, this is such a great nostalgia trip, and for newcomers, it's a great taste of a genre that's so neglected these days. I'm so glad to have Crash back, and I can't wait to see his next game. In second place is Cuphead. As someone who enjoys challenging games, Cuphead was an absolute delight. A delight that had me giddy with adrenaline and at times had me wanting to throw my controller across the room. Cuphead's difficulty is so finely balanced and it demands all your skill, but it's never unfair. The animation is just phenomenal and the music is catchy as hell. It says a lot about Cuphead that, even after dying countless times in a row, I was still having so much fun that I never wanted to quit. Cuphead is an amazing game and I urge PS4 and Nintendo gamers to find a way to play it. It's brilliant. And in first place, the coveted Tom's Nerd Corner Game of the Year award goes to Star Wars Battlefront 2. Just kidding. The actual award goes to Horizon Zero Dawn. In a year full of AAA games stuffed with loot boxes, microtransactions and lackluster single player, Guerrilla Games did everything right with Zero Dawn. With no loot boxes or day one DLC in sight, Horizon Zero Dawn immerses players in an incredible single-player experience that sees you taking the role of Aloy, an outcast who must fight to survive in a beautiful post-apocalyptic world that's been reclaimed by nature and is overrun by dangerous dinosaur-like machines. First things first, the graphics are just stunning and are complemented by an incredible attention to detail. The world you explore feels alive with enemies, wildlife and flora, and the characters and story are interesting and engaging. Combat requires an element of strategy and, whilst you can go charging in, using stealth and tools can help you get the drop on your foes. The machines are very well designed and players can break parts off of them to collect as resources or, in some cases, use as weapons. The game received a meaningful expansion called The Frozen Wilds in December and, having played through it, I can confirm that it's well worth the asking price and opens up a whole new area to explore with new machines, abilities and quests. The main character of Aloy is very well performed by Ashley Birch, and I can see her becoming an iconic PlayStation mascot. I look forward to seeing where Guerrilla Games goes next with Aloy, and I would recommend this game to any and all gamers out there. So, there you have it, my top 10 games of 2017. Let me know what your favourite games were this year in the comments, and let me know what games you're most looking forward to next year. See you next time.